Number 14. I liked Highbury, basically because, whenever I went there, I tended to do well. I can remember scoring a hat-trick in the semi-final there against Queen's Park Rangers, so it wasn't against Arsenal. Played there in the youth team when I was very young and was massively impressed with the old marble floors and everything. So Highbury was my favourite place to play at. And number 9. I think the dressing room. I think everybody would say that. You know, I think just being in a dressing room, just the general banter, and it's a weird sort of thing. When I was 15, the theatre that was in the dressing room as a 15-year-old in amongst senior pros was incredible, and I've always loved it. So definitely dressing room banter and just characters that are in there. We've got number 7 now. No, I'm one of them people when they ever ask me to do it, I should just walk out. I'd never do it. So I've seen lots of lads singing and all the dancing and all the silly things they do, but I was a rebel, and even though I've never ever done one myself, never asked anyone to do one, but I appreciate that that's just the sort of thing people do, but it just wasn't in me to do it. And you know, I got to the point where people understood me and thought, well, he's not going to do this, or he's not going to join in that. So they just let me get on with it. So I always escaped them somehow. We've got number 16 now. I tried not to be superstitious, so my superstition was, in many respects, to try not to be superstitious, which is sounding quite silly really, isn't it? But if I did something one week, I guarantee I wouldn't have done it the week after, and that's the way I got around that one. And number 21. I think because of the type of footballer I was, I think being a football manager, ending up being a football manager, and especially managing Aston Villa, which was the absolute pinnacle. I can still see the day I walked into Villa Park as a 15-year-old kid, and to go back there on my 41st birthday as the manager was definitely the greatest moment in my football career. Number 5. Wales. I like North Wales. I go to a place called Neffin. It's got a great golf course, got a brilliant pub on the beach. And my family and my dog and things like that love to go there. We can take the dog, it's great. We have people who we know have cottages there. We rent the cottage every year, and I just love it up there. It's just no Wi-Fi, so my kids we're all talking, we get out together, and it's just a wonderful place to be, great family place to be. And we've got number 20. George Best, definitely. Alex Hurricane Higgins. I've been at a party with them two once and it ended up chaos, so I want to do it again. That would have been fantastic to do that again. And probably someone like, I would say, Jorge Lorenzo, or one of the famous motorbike riders, because I'm passionately into MotoGP, and so it would have to be a top-class MotoGP rider, yeah. Got number 6. I always said a car mechanic, but I don't know the first thing about cars. I guess that was, you know, as a kid I liked cars. There wasn't many nice cars where I was brought up, and I always wanted to have a nice car. So that would have been it. I definitely wouldn't have been a miner after my dad. My dad took me to the mine shaft once and said, don't go down there, and he was right, it looked horrible. So I genuinely would have followed in his footsteps. And number 14. Cheesecake. I love it. I could have cheesecake with breakfast, lunch, dinner, and even just before I go to bed. You know, any sort of cheesecake with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, I don't mind either, but I just love sweet things like that. Number 25. Well, like most people these days, even though I hate phones, it's got to be a telephone, hasn't it? You just can't survive without it. I mean, I'm not a phoneaholic, but if it's not with you, you just feel as if you're lost without them these days, so definitely the phone.